Hi, I'd like to talk to you about a company called Cerule that's responsible for building extraordinary lives. Now, Cerule is a company that has developed a range of cutting-edge nutritional products that address the three most important areas of health, and they are stem cells, inflammation, and circulation. The stem cell message is the one that we're going to focus on here today because it's the most important of all of these three areas. And the stem cell message is very simple, that stem cells are your body's own repair system, and the more stem cells you have in circulation, the more repair your body can do. And of course, the more repair your body does, the healthier you become. And Cerule has developed a plant-based product that is clinically proven to increase your own circulating stem cells. So how do these stem cells repair? Any tissue in your body, your heart, liver, lungs, pancreas, your brain, your muscles, your eyes, etc., every cell in your body has a limited lifespan. And when they come to the end of their lifespan, through either aging or whether it be through trauma, an amazing process happens. And that goes like this, that these damaged cells send out a signal to the bone marrow. The bone marrow then releases these stem cells into circulation. They then travel through the body and they migrate into these damaged tissues, and then they switch on the gene and become a brand new healthy cell of that type. So if you were to drop a brick on your toe or cut your finger with a knife, what happens is exactly the same process, is that that damaged tissue will send out a signal to the bone marrow. The bone marrow will release these stem cells into circulation, and then those stem cells will then go to your toe, where they will turn into brand new skin cells, ligament cells, cartilage cells, blood vessel cells, nerve cells. Whatever your body needs to do to repair that toe, that's what your stem cells will turn into. And this is happening every day for your eyes, your brain, your liver, your lungs, your kidney. It's just your body's natural repair process. So for example, every 5 days we have a brand new intestinal lining. Every 3 to 5 years we have a new liver and new pancreas, because as these cells are dying off, they're being replaced. The lungs, new lungs every 4 to 5 years, and a new heart every 15 to 20 years. So when we're talking about stem cell nutrition, if these stem cells are doing this wonderful job all the time, why would you need to take something to support them? Well, it's because as we age, there's a natural decline in the stem cell circulation. The bone marrow becomes, if you like, a bit more sticky, so it's not letting as many stem cells out into circulation as what you need to do the repair, which means we age and our body breaks down. So we can see here that at 65 years old, the natural stem cell release rate has dropped by 90%. So you've only got 10% of the circulating stem cells you had when you were just a little kid. Which means that if we look back here, if we're getting a new liver every 3 to 5 years when we're healthy and young, if we've only got 10% of those circulating stem cells in circulation, that means we're going to take much longer to replace these dying cells, which means our liver isn't going to work as well as it should be. Now, other things that affect the stem cell release rate is things like lifestyle, stress, poor sleep, toxins, too much or too little exercise, poor diet, illness, etc. All of these things have been shown to reduce your body's ability to release stem cells. Now, when we get into this illness, is that most people in a disease state, so if you've got Parkinson's, macular degeneration, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, heart disease, arthritis, etc., 74 disease categories in medicine now are actually identified and categorized as stem cell disorders, because they're about the body is breaking down faster than it can repair itself. So when researchers went out and they got a whole bunch of people with macular degeneration and Parkinson's and diabetes and heart disease, etc., and they measured their circulating stem cells against a group of healthy people that didn't have a disease, what they found was that the people in a disease state usually has less than half of the circulating stem cells as a healthy person. So that means less stem cells, less repair. We're all losing eye cells, but people with macular degeneration, they don't have enough stem cells in circulation to replace those dying ones, so their vision deteriorates. People with Parkinson's, we're all losing the same amount of brain cells as somebody with Parkinson's, but we're replacing them. The person with Parkinson's is not. People with diabetes, we're all losing the same amount of pancreatic cells as somebody with diabetes, but we're replacing those cells, whereas someone with diabetes is not replacing those. And this goes for so many different conditions in the body. So this is where stem cell nutrition comes in. Stem Enhance Ultra is for your stem cells. Every time you take 2 capsules, within 60 minutes, there's a 34% increase in circulating stem cells. So if you're able to do this once, twice, or even 3 times a day, depending on the level of health you are, then it just depends on how much of those stem cells you need to release. So you could have a maintenance of taking 4 capsules a day, and we find that that helps most people in most situations. If you've got a bit more going on than the average person, then you need more repair, not only to replace the cells that are dying every day, but also to replace the ones that have already been lost and may have left you with some sort of condition or problem. Because when we release those stem cells, they can become heart cells, kidney, cartilage cells, lung, brain cells, eye cells, pancreatic cells, liver, muscles. In fact, they can turn into any type of cell in your body. And when they turn into that type of cell, you'll get more and better functioning of what that tissue, what that cell does. But at a deeper level, if we think about we're actually regenerating the tissue in the body with stem cells, what happens is that stem cells can't turn into T3, T4 thyroid hormone. They can't turn into dopamine in the brain. They can't turn into insulin, but they can turn into the tissue that creates all of these different hormones, which means our body is then able to function at a much deeper level. So yes, we get the cellular repair, but now we're also able to get that that much deeper hormonal balancing within the body. So cellular nutrition versus stem cell nutrition. Lots of people have taken many different types of supplements over the year, including the food that we eat, the water we drink, different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, superfoods, detoxifying programs, shakes, etc. All of these things feed, nourish and protect the cells in our body. We've got to have food, we've got to have the nutrition. But no matter how much you feed those cells in the body, they will end up dying at the end of their lifespan. And it's only your stem cells that will replace those dying cells with a brand new type of cell. So if we think about the back lawn, the lawn out in your backyard, every time you fertilize it, you water it, you aerate the lawn, you've got a beautiful lawn and it's growing and it's all thick and lush. These are your cells of your body. But one day you wake up and there's a bald patch, a dead patch in the lawn. No matter how much you fertilize it, no matter how much you water it, you're not going to grow new grass. This is where the stem cell release, those stem cells are those seeds that actually regenerate and grow new grass. So that's what's happening there. So that's what changes that. Now, everybody wants to sleep better, wake feeling refreshed, have better mental clarity, feel more energized, exercise better. The main point here is that you don't have to be sick to benefit from stem cell nutrition. I take, and many people now take our products because they want to remain well. I don't want to have my body deteriorate and then try and recover my health. I want to keep on taking this product for as long as I possibly can, so that every time some cells die from my body, I can replace those at an optimal level and remain healthy. This is really the key to what the Stem Enhance and stem cell nutrition is really all about. So that's a Stem Enhance there. Now we're just going to go on to the inflammation portion and talk about Cyactive. Cyactive is for systemic inflammation. It helps to balance whole body inflammation. So if you think of anything that you can think of which has an itis on it, colitis, sinusitis, rhinitis, bronchitis, all of these things, the itis means inflammation. So this is systemic inflammation throughout the body. So this is a product that actually helps to balance and calm all of that inflammation down. Then another product here is Cyactive Joint, and it's just for that. It's a Cyactive, and it's specifically formulated for joint problems. It reduces local inflammation, it reduces swelling, increases mobility and flexibility. So we think about the Cyactive Joint, or the Cyactive is for whole body inflammation, and then Cyactive Joint is for the movement of the body. And now the circulation. We have Plasma Flow for circulation. So this helps to improve circulation, it reduces oxidative stress in your blood vessels, and it also helps to reduce fibrin and debris within the blood vessels. So it helps with blood vessel integrity, where it's actually going to help those blood vessels to become nice and relaxed, smooth, the elasticity that they need to help pump the blood around the body. And also it helps to clean out this fibrin. Fibrin is a protein that goes around, it floats, and it can block up these capillaries. These are these little fine blood vessels. And of course when we've got the fibrin, then our blood circulation doesn't work as well as it could do. So that's what your Plasma Flow does there. So stem cells repair. This is an example of where a mouse had its stem cells killed off by irradiation, and then a green fluorescently tagged stem cell was injected back into that mouse. And looking at the mouse, this is one of its legs that had normal day-to-day repair. So cells died off, cells got replaced. So that's how our bodies repair. Cells were dying off in this muscle, and then they got replaced. Now then the next picture here is where a injury was occurred in the body. So where the injury was, more stem cells went there. So this has shown that the body has this natural ability to try and repair itself through the release of these stem cells. Now if we had an injury and we're able to actually increase our circulating stem cells, this is the type of repair we get. Very significant improvement on that actual repair process. And then we've got some real people with real results. Here's a lady, she had macular degeneration, her eye cells were dying off, and because she had less than average circulating stem cells, those stem cells weren't enough to go and do the repair. So she took 2 capsules twice per day, and over 4 months her vision improved and her macular degeneration went away. This gentleman here, 81-year-old gentleman living in Australia, he went in to get a knee replacement evaluation, and he had no cartilage in his knee, and his bone density, where it's a little bit grey here, his bone density was quite poor. Now he was put on the waiting list for a knee replacement. He took 2 capsules twice per day over 7 months, and when he went back for a re-evaluation before his operation, he found that all his cartilage had grown back and his bone density had improved, and he no longer needed to have a knee replacement. A friend of mine with shingles, he thought he was told he could go blind with his shingles going into his eye. On day 14, day 15, he started some Stem Enhance Ultra, and the results were incredible. All the pain, the burning, the blistering had all gone, and his energy improved, his flexibility got better, his hair started growing, because not only did his stem cells go to where the damaged tissue was for that specific shingles problem, but they also went to his other parts of his body, his ligaments, his tendons. So he found huge improvement throughout his whole health by taking Stem Enhance Ultra. And here we have a person who had a ulcer. As you can see, the tissue around the ulcer on his heel is quite white, which means there was blocked up blood vessels. There wasn't the blood flow. So this person took some Stem Enhance Ultra and some plasma flow, and as that plasma flow cleaned out those blood vessels, those stem cells were able to get to that area, and then they started to do the repair work. And this is just 15 days later. Now this person had this ulcer for 11 months prior to starting the Stem Enhance. So that's us with the Stem Enhance Ultra, the Cyactiv joint, and the plasma flow.